Hi, my name is Ramya Thattai. I work for Ross Stores, which is Ross Dress for Less, and our other sister concern is DD's Discounts. We are headquartered in the Bay Area, and I manage their PMO team along with operations, and I'm a senior manager. Ross Stores has been around for a long time. We just celebrated our 41st birthday. And we are a very financial driven organization with a lot of emphasis on information technology department. Unlike some of the companies, IT is not just a pizza shop where folks just sit and code. We are a strategic thought partner in our business. So we kind of go with business to make hand-in-hand decisions, and hence we have an entire team that kind of assesses the tools in the market, and we make a very informed decision about the tools that we pick. And that included, we went through a very detailed assessment for OnePlan as well. Our new CIO at that time wanted to enable transparency across the organization, because what was happening is every department or portfolio, as we call it, was working in a silo. Right? So if some project wasn't going well, nobody knew about it. It was just like all contained within their silo, and hence we couldn't help each other, right? There was a lot of like cultural negativity, if you will, right? So we wanted to get rid of that, and our CIO said that bringing in a new PPM tool will enable that transparency by opening up reports and cross-functional, collaboration and things like that. So with that in mind, we implemented our very first cloud solution, which was again an Oracle-based PPM tool. Although we implemented that tool did not take off. Like, I would call that as a failure, honestly. We started like talking about our next gen, PPM tool, and we started looking in the market, right? And that's how OnePlan came into existence, and a whole long set of story about why we chose OnePlan. What it gave us that the other tools did not give us and all that. What OnePlan gave us was the flexibility to go in any direction we wanted to, right? Or pick any module that we wanted to implement. And so that flexibility, along with value for money, what I got for the money I paid in terms of functionality and the number of licenses, none of them were able to beat it. And we did cross-verify with Gartner before we bought OnePlan. We have a tight integration with them, and Gartner approved of this, this selection, and hence we went with OnePlan. With OnePlan, what kind of caught my attention and what works well for our company really are colors. It's honestly, we're retail, right? So we like, some sort of like aesthetic. Everything is aesthetic for us. OnePlan actually gives me a very clean look with colors. The products that I had seen would either have a very dull, like uninviting template, or was very colorful and there was like a lot going on, right? So for me personally, and for the rest of my team that did the assessment, I think OnePlan had a decent balance, and that's what we liked about, and that's how I feel, they kind of fit in that market space. So with OnePlan, the main goal or the problem that we were going after was to eliminate non-standardization, which was huge for us, because after the predecessor tool kind of bombed and didn't go the way we wanted it to go, every department within IT had started doing their own thing, right? So some of them were saving their documents on our network drives, some of them on OneDrive, some of them on their own like PCs, and this was creating an issue for us because there was no centralized system, there was no repository, it was so hard to find things. Audit was a problem because every time audit would come back like asking for certain sign-offs, now people were running about helter-skelter, digging in their email boxes or contacting somebody who had left, and from a contractor standpoint and things like that. So the first thing we wanted to establish was standardization, right? And OnePlan really helped us for that. The other thing was obviously reporting, right? And the way OnePlan tightly integrated with Office 365 tools was a huge plus for us. because COVID hit right before OnePlan was implemented, or right before we chose OnePlan. And we are a big Office 365 shop. So we had rolled out Teams and everybody was on Teams. People were using SharePoint, a lot more than before, which was our document management system enterprise-wide. So we saw the ability to kind of like increase adoption of those collaboration tools from a delivery standpoint by integrating OnePlan with them. And that's exactly what we did. So the biggest win for us when we initially implemented OnePlan was the ability to create standardized SDLC folders within team sites for every project. So when a project team logs into their team site, they have everything for that project, all templates, all tools, all sign-offs needed, everything in one place, right? So they just have like a roadmap to follow for them to go through their project. And we have a lot of contractor consultant PMs who are new to ROS, and it's not possible to train everybody on an everyday basis. So they have something when they enter already ready for them, and we would augment their lack of knowledge or something with the monthly training that we do. Standardization is one of them, like I told you. We did not have a particular, kind of like an area. So with OnePlan, we are able to enable workflows, and hence with the help of those workflows, we are able to create a document repository. So whenever a project is complete, it actually through the OnePlan workflow goes and gets saved into this repository for future reference. So we call it our reference library, right? So OnePlan has helped us create that. The other thing that OnePlan has done for us is reports, leadership reports. So what we call is as aging reports is when a project has not updated their status, or they haven't updated, any particular required fields, we are able to generate a report as a PMO and send it to the head of the particular organization or the portfolio, and kind of give them, heads up that, hey, look, this project is trending a little behind. They haven't updated for 15 days. So all those governance aspects that we did not have before. In fact, OnePlan was a catalyst for us to establish our PMO. I have to say that. Without OnePlan, we couldn't have established governance in our PMO. Without those reports, we couldn't have justified our data. So that way, it's helped us greatly. When we went into implementing OnePlan, prior to that, we had about 18 to 20% adoption of PPM tool and following the process, and now we are at about 92% adoption. So I consider that as a major success for us because through the process and through the workflows built in OnePlan, no project can escape the compliance pillars or the phase gates, if you will, right? They have to hit those, get exceptions, and move on. So we are able to get a lovely visibility of everything in one place. In OnePlan, I find the work plan piece most valuable. We have not implemented the financial planning and resource planning, but we see a lot of value in that. And in fact, we plan to implement that in FY24. I also find Power BI, which is integrated with OnePlan. That could be like a Power BI benefit, but I think that's great as well. OnePlan integrations to Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Lists, all that is huge for us. We are using all that. So those are some of the benefits I can think of, or features that make me feel good about OnePlan. I would definitely, I'm a huge proponent of OnePlan. So for me, I have referred OnePlan to a lot of customers within ROS and outside ROS. And then within ROS, I'm currently, so we are the IT PMO, and to some extent, we provide guidelines to all the business units and to their delivery managers, because they do not have a PMO within every organization. So currently what I'm doing is I'm working with different business units like supply chain, allocation, and we are actually doing a roadshow of this product, which is OnePlan, how we have implemented it. And I'm hoping that in FY24 And going into 25, I'll have at least 3 business units come along with us in the journey. I feel this product is good because it has the ability to kind of be tailored to fit particular needs. So that is really one attractive feature about OnePlan. It's very user friendly. Like I said, it's very clean. But the most important aspect, I think, is the team. The OnePlan team as such. They are very easy to work with. I think they're very, very customer focused. It's hard to find organizations in the PPM space that are very customer focused because this is a very competitive industry. There are several PPM tools out there. So I really like the customer focus aspect of OnePlan and how they go beyond to make their customers successful.